Hi, this video is going to show you how to add appointments to the appointment book using different appointment types. So from the waiting room in PracSoft, you want to navigate to the appointment book, which is this icon here. So this one here. So appointment book. It's going to open up in a new window. So you can navigate back to PracSoft by going down to your menu bar down the bottom of your screen here. So I'll just zoom in for you so you can see I've got the PracSoft down here that I can click to and the appointment book. So I can navigate between both screens if I have to. So the first appointment that I'm going to put in is an appointment for a patient at 7:42. So it's just a single appointment, so a standard appointment that's going to go for 12 minutes or thereabouts. So appointment is at 7:42, and we begin by typing in the patient's surname. So the patient's surname in this example is Andrews. So I've just typed the patient's surname and then I'm going to hit enter on the keyboard and I'll navigate to the patient's name. So this appointment is for Anna Andrews. So I'm just going to either double click on Anna Andrews or click once and then go down to select down the bottom. So her appointment's been made. So she's with Dr. IF at 7:42. The next appointment I have to put in is David Anderson at 8:06. So I'm going to go over to 8:06. And this is a double booking. So he's going to take up 2 appointment slots. So I'm going to highlight 2 cells at 8:06. So I've got 2 highlighted. And then I'm going to type in his surname again, Andrews or Anderson. Enter. And then I'm going to select David. So I'll double click with this one, David Anderson. Now I've got this patient recall notice that's come up. So these were due way back when in 2013 and 2014. So if we do know that they're visiting our practice because they're following up on a recall, we can assign the different things. These are quite old, and as you can see it says please select recalls you wish to assign to the appointment you are creating. If you select recalls that are already assigned to other appointments, they'll be detached from these appointments and reassigned to the appointment being created. So if you do know if they are so for this example, if David Anderson was coming for a diabetes review, we could check that box. So I'm just going to click OK. And David Anderson has now been booked at 8:06 for a longer appointment of 24 minutes because each appointment has been set up to be 12 minutes in duration. So 2 of those means that David Anderson could spend 24 minutes with the doctor. The next appointment I have is Maureen Andrews at 8:18. So this is just one single appointment. So I'm going to again type in the patient's surname. So this is Maureen Andrews. And again, I've got another recall that's coming up. So I'm just going to click OK. You can check the box if you do know that she is visiting the practice for an INR review. So I'm just going to click OK. So her appointment's been made. The next one I have is Heather Andrews at 8:30 for Dr. AP, and she also has a double booking. So she's got 2 appointment slots. So again, I'm highlighting 2 cells. Then I'm going to start typing Andrews. This is Heather. Heather Andrews. And you can see here, she's actually got long appointments required. So it's actually good that we've actually selected 2 appointments. So if they do require long appointments, it'll be notified down here. We can click select, and then we also get this other notice to say the patient requires long appointments, and we could put in notes there. We would see any notes that she has there as well. So I'm just going to close that. And we've got another patient recall notice. These are from 2014. So I'm going to just click OK to get those out of the way. Now I've got Johnny Rose at 11:30 a.m. He's just a single. Johnny Rose. Select. And Alexa Rose at 11:42. So again, patient's surname. Now I can type in the surname, but if I know this patient's first initial, I can also do comma A. So I will just quickly zoom in so you can see that. So I've written Rose, comma A. Now I'll hit enter and I'll zoom back out. And then I'm going to hit Alexa Rose. Now she on my screen has been duplicated, so I will have to merge her record at some stage. So let me select Alexa Rose. And then at 10:30 I have Dr. AP, a patient at 10:30, Dr. AP. So this is for Ivan Malaki. So I'm going to type the patient's name, surname Maliki. I'll do comma I to bring up his record. Search, select, and then at 10:42 I have Katie Malaki. So again, patient surname Malaki. I'm going to do comma K. Select. Okay, so I've got a few patients in there already. So then I've got some different appointment types that I've got to put in as well. So Dr. AP will have a pharma rep coming to visit him at 9 a.m. I need to block out the time from 8:54 to 9:30. So this is non-patient appointments we're blocking out. So we're blocking out the time so Dr. AP can be with a pharma representative. So it was at 8:54 until 9:30. So I'm going to select 3. So I haven't gone into 9:30 because that's when the appointment starts. So it finishes at 9:30. So I've got 3 appointment slots. Now I'm just going to type in pharma, what the appointment, the non-patient appointment is, pharma rep meeting. Now, while I've still got it, the cursor there where I can type, still continue typing, I'm going to hold down the control key on my keyboard and then I'm going to hit enter. So then you can see that it's now been blocked out and it's in dark grey colour. So then I have Dr. AP is going to have morning tea from 9:30 until 9:54. So I'm just selecting 2. So he's going to have about a 24-minute morning tea break. So again, I'm just going to type in morning tea. I'll do this in all capitals. And then I'm going to hold down the control key and hit enter. And that will then grey that section out for me. So I can't make any patient appointments during those blocked out sessions. I could delete them if they were cancelled, or perhaps Dr. AP, wants a shorter morning tea break to squeeze another patient in. We could delete them and add appointments. But to make sure that we're giving the doctor's time for morning tea, etc., we can put those out, block those appointment slots out. Okay, so the next one is I've got another patient appointment. So Dr. IF is performing a procedure on Jennifer Andrews and her appointment time is at 9:30 and we'll take 3 appointment slots. So I've got 9:30, 3 appointment slots. So it's going to be 36 minutes in duration, and this is where I'm going to type in the patient's surname. So this is Jennifer Andrews. So I'm going to do Andrews and J, and select Jennifer. So she again has long appointments required in my software, and then I'm going to click select. I get that notice again that says that she requires long appointments. So I'm going to click close for that. Now, she is coming for a procedure. So I could actually right click and go to type and then select procedure. And that'll bring up a little icon. I'll zoom in so you can see that. It brings up a little icon of some scissors so we can assign patients to different types of appointments if we know why they're visiting the practice. So after the appointment with Jennifer Andrews, Dr. IF is going to have morning tea until 10:30. So I'm going to select 2 appointment slots and type in morning tea for Dr. IF. And I'm just going to hold down the control key and press enter. So I've got that grayed out section. Now the next thing I have to do is Dr. I Feelgood wants a reserved appointment at 10:54. So 10:54. Now to do a reserved appointment, I'm going to select the appointment slot and then I'm going to right click and then I'm going to find add reserved appointment. So I'll just zoom in so you can see. Sorry, I'll just go back one. Cancel that for a second. So I am on the appointment slot. I'm right clicking, add reserved appointment. Let me zoom in again. So you see on the right click menu, add reserved appointment. Now I've got this pop-up that says add reserved appointment. So this is only one reserved appointment for one day only. And it is for Dr. IF. It's for today's date. So I'm going to type in every one day and I'm going to process. So because I've selected every one day, it's going to put that appointment at this time only. So that reserved appointment is for this time only. If I was to select every 3 weeks and change this date, I might just skip through to June. Oh, it won't show me. But if I was to do that, it would actually bring up all the dates and the time that that reserved appointment will be in. So you can have a play around with that at this minute. I'm just going to go back to... And then all I need to do is, because as you can see, that reserved appointment has already been put there. So I just need to click close because that appointment will be made for 14th of May at 10:54, close. So I will show you how it does work. So with the next example, because Dr. AP also has a reserved appointment that he would like at 11:06. So at 11:06, I'm going to right click to bring that menu up, add reserved appointment. And I'll just show you an example of what I mean by so I've changed the date so to be from today's date until the end of June. And if I choose every one, I might do every 4 hours to just show you 4 hours, and I click process. It'll put in a reserved appointment every 4 hours from the 14th of the 5th, from that time that I put in, 11:06, right through, okay? It will tell me which sessions aren't available. So on the 20th of May, there's no session available, so they won't be able to put in a reserved appointment in there. But it will bring up. So this is where we can sort of block out appointments for our same day patients that call up requesting an appointment for the same day. So I'm just going to delete that so I can well, it's come in there, so I'll have to go in and delete it because you'll see they're all there now. When I move over to other days, there's a reserved appointment sitting in there. If I wanted to delete it, I would go delete, and it will just delete that one. So he's got a reserved appointment now. The next appointment, so I've got Dr. AP likes lunch at 12:30 for 1 hour. So Dr. AP, 12:30 for 1 hour. So I'm on 12:30 and I'm selecting 5. So it's going to go until 8:18. So again, I'm just going to type in lunch. I'll do capitals because I like capitals. And then I'm going to control enter. So lunch is blocked out for Dr. A practitioner. And then I've got Dr. Feelgood. He likes a late lunch at 1:30 for 1 hour. So I'm going to scroll down to 1:30. Select 5 appointment slots to do 1 hour, and I'm going to type in capital lunch. Lunch, hold down the control key on your keyboard and click enter, and then you've got lunch booked out. Now I also have a new patient who has called and they're requesting an appointment at 2:30 with Dr. A practitioner. So to add an appointment for a patient that hasn't yet registered with our practice by completing a registration form, I'm going to type in his details. So his surname is Jones. And then I'm just going to, again, click enter to get this select patient menu up. And then I'm going to type in the rest of the details that I have available for him. So I know his first name's Anthony. I don't know his middle name. I do know his birthday. So it's 15/02/1982. Now, it would be a good practice to actually get some type of contact number and possibly his Medicare card number at this time, so that if there was any, if he didn't show for his appointment or I needed to contact him for whatever reason, I would have, very minimal details available. Now I can just go create appointment, and that gives me this, it's an appointment's been made for him, and it gives me this little red cross. So I'll just zoom in so you can see. And that sort of gives me an indicator that this patient hasn't attended our practice before, and I'll need him to fill out a patient registration form when he comes in to the practice for his appointment. So possibly tell him to come in a couple of minutes before his appointment time so he's got time to fill out that patient registration form. You can see that I've got that reserved appointment because I've done it every 4 hours. So I'm just going to delete that. So to delete appointment, you can go Shift Delete on the keyboard, or right click and choose Delete. And then you'll get a memo saying, are you sure you wish to delete the following appointment? You need to put in a reason for deletion, and there is shortcut keys. So F5 on your keyboard will automatically populate a patient cancelled appointment, and F6 will automatically populate patient changed appointment. However, you can type in another reason for the deletion. So I'm going to write entered in error, just so you can see. I'll zoom in. So you can type whatever the reason for deletion is, and then I'm going to click yes. So this is how the appointment book is managed, and then you can set different appointment types for different patients. When you look on the, I'm going to show you, for example, when I right click, I've got different types or menu types. So I've got add fit appointment. So if I wanted to squeeze an appointment between Heather and David, I could add a fit appointment. I could add reserved appointments. I can also add reoccurring appointments as well for patients. So patients might request an appointment every week at Thursday if they needed to come in quite regularly. Okay, so from here, we will wait till the patients arrive, and as they arrive, we'll add them to the waiting room so that we can process their billing. So I'm going to add them to the waiting room because the next video, I'm actually going to show you how we bill these patients. So I'm going to put them all into the waiting room. So I'm going to right click, N has arrived for appointment, and I'm going to go down to waiting. I will zoom in for you. So I'm going to select waiting, or Control W will add them to the waiting room. And I will zoom back out. Now you can see N has now changed from black text to blue text. So the blue text tells me that she's in the waiting room waiting. Maureen Andrews, so I'm going to add her to the waiting room. Okay, I'm getting that pop up again. I'm going to click OK. So she's blue. I know she's been added to the waiting room. Jennifer Andrews, I'm going to put her in the waiting room. Johnny Rose, waiting. Alexa, waiting. David Anderson, waiting. Got that recall. We'll get another recall for Heather as well. So we're going to put them in the waiting room. Ivan, waiting. Katie, waiting. So they're all now in the waiting room ready to be billed. So I'm going to show you what they look like in the waiting room. So here they are in the waiting room. Now, as you can see, I am on all. So I can see who's waiting for Dr. AP and who's waiting for Dr. IF by using these little tabs. But I like to see all of them. So it tells me that the time, their arrival time. Now this arrival time will be shortly after or shortly before their appointment time. So it's showing up in red because they're a lot later than their appointment. And it's currently 11:07, and we know that Johnny and Alexa are 11:07. So in a real practice, these would be all green, for example, so we know. So that's how you add different types of appointments to the appointment book. The next video, I will show you how we process the billing, different types of billing for these patients. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks.